Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I hope you're having an amazing and blessed day. I know times are difficult. I know budgets are difficult right now, but I thought it would be a good time to do my May end of month budget. I only do every dollar twice a month, the end of the month, and then I start with the new one at the beginning of the month. I think I'm going to combine those in both of this. You're going to see the end of May and the beginning of June. And that's what I'm going to do this month. So I'm excited. As you can see, my budget's already set for every dollar, but I have some hiccups. I am panic shopping. I am stress, anxiety, depression shopping. I'm shopping. Online, in the store, I'll go to the grocery store and feel like, oh, I got to stock up on stuff. I'm always stocking on stuff. And I realized in the month of May, I stocked up too much. Mainly because two things. I knew we weren't driving a lot, and my gas budget, I keep the same every month, which is $250. When everything's open and my husband drives to work and I'm driving the kids to school, that's about what we spent for our budget every month. Well, I knew I had that money disposable to me. We have not been spending more than $58 a month on gas. Gas prices dropped. Even though I have two big vehicles that take a lot of gas, the prices dropped and we weren't going anywhere. So I wasn't spending nearly as much on gas. So I almost have $200 left over. Well, I was spending it in restaurants. I was spending it in the grocery store. And I almost was this close to keeping my miscellaneous budget in budget. One of my past budget videos, it was in budget until the next morning, and then something was spent. I was like, oh my goodness. But I panic shop, and that's what I've been doing. So let's go over the budget. Let's see where I'm at, and see how the month of May ended, and then we'll move on to the next month, and I'll show you what we have budgeted. We did get our normal pay plus an additional salary paycheck for my husband. So what that means is we basically had an extra check, and all that money is going to go to my school loan this month. The cool thing about that is I'm going to do, maybe not the cool thing, the crazy thing about that is what I'm going to do for the month of May is I'm going to have a balance forward in my bank for zero amount. I know every dollar budget is not about spending every dollar, but I am spending every dollar in the month of May. The only reason I can comfortably do this and be okay with this is because our June 1st of the month government checks, which is a military retirement check, that's a pension my husband gets, VA disability check that he applied for and gets every month, and then my son's SSI for his autism and not be able to work, monthly check comes in, all on or around the 1st of the month. So because the 1st is a Monday, Friday night at midnight, all those deposits came in. So we already have June 1st money. We already have June 1st income. So as I was saying, I have June 1st income already here. It's already in my bank account. So I don't have to worry about what's going on as far as taking the bank account to zero for the month of May, because the month for June's income is already in the bank and I'll be fine. I am going to start my June 1st today, which is Saturday, May 30th. And I'm going to include any transactions that happen if I go to the store, if I get gas, if I do anything, or shop online, which I'm trying not to do, Saturday and Sunday, it will all fall under June's budget. You don't have to use transactions month to month. You can, if it's more convenient to take the last 2 days and put them in the next month because your checks have already deposited, just account for those 2 extra days in your budget. That's the easiest way I have found to do it. Next month's budget, I am increasing my 4 categories, 2 of my 4 categories, higher than what I had this month. So let's go ahead and get into the budget. Let's see where I am this month, and we'll go from there. Now this balance forward, all my incomes come in, all our tithing and offerings has been taken care of. This balance forward in my sinking funds is part of my checking account. It's whatever I roll over into the next month. This number will change here in a minute. In fact, I will have to pause. I would have to take all of that out, put it in my income in order for me to make this an every dollar budget and put that extra money into my school loan. So there are some funds I am not funding this year. With the COVID-19 thing, it's just not working. I just can't do it. But there are some annual subscriptions and annual things that come up every year that I did fund for and I will be funding for the rest of the year. Now, January 1st of 2021, these funds, I'm going to reorganize everything. My school loan will be paid off. Everything will be different as far as, financially. And we'll be in savings mode for our 3 to 6 months starting, hopefully, pray, in October. So, but we'll talk about that when October gets here. So I'm just leaving the titles in here until I get to those months. So I'm not going to worry about it for now. Let's see here. So I did put into my Amazon Prime. That comes up in September. Disney Plus comes up, I believe, the end of November. My Apple subscription with Microsoft for my laptops and stuff, and iPads and iPhone and the whole network thing. That comes up in December. Let's see. Heating and AC. I just started this one because I recently paid for a whole year of this. We have one company, it's called Climate Makers, and Climate Makers comes out in the spring and the fall, and I pay one lump sum for them for the year, and they come out and do maintenance. They clean the systems, they look at the systems, they tell me if anything's coming up or if there's a problem or if something needs fixed. So that's where that comes from. Let's see. And then Orkin is our pest control, and this is for our termite. It's $300. Well, it's $299 a year. I just rounded up to $300. And so that's $25 a month, and I put that in there. I transferred some money to my son Jack into his savings account, and this was the best place to put it for me in my lineup. That's something new. We still have our $1,000 emergency fund. We have what's left of our stimulus check, which is actually between the two of these, that's what's left of our stimulus check. The rest of it we tithed and did tithe and offerings with the rest of it. I think we got $2,900, and this is $1,500. $1.15 is just interest that was earned in the account, and I just put it in there. This is our regular savings for my husband's travel expense. So when he travels on business and he has to pay for something, and he uses our account to do that out of pocket, and then the company reimburses him, I just take it out of the savings until the company reimburses us. So that's all that is. I have not had any actual expenses to subtract from our account yet. I do foresee some in the future, but I don't know what they are. I don't know how much it's going to be until the transaction happens and he emails me and says, hey, this is going to happen. So I just leave that zero until it happens. But we have the savings and it just balances out. No problem. Visa Prepaid Go Card. This is my husband's personal Go Card. It's prepaid. It's his fun money. It's his personal money. It's his blow money, whatever you want to call it. I call it his Jeep parts money because he has a Jeep and he loves to buy parts for it and spruce it up and do fun things with it. So I'm like, okay. So that is that. Our mortgage, our natural gas, electric, home security, city utilities, cell phone, and stormwater, City of Chesapeake. I live in Chesapeake, and that was just something new. I just put it under housing utilities because it's basically for the house. We bought the house. This is part of what we would have to pay. Then here, we did not get an oil change. Next month is our vehicle property tax. I already have the bill. I already have it set up for next month. So we're good to go there. I did pay off our Synergy card. This is what we owed for our tires. We bought tires on the card. It's a zero interest for 12-month card. I just don't have enough in my emergency fund. but I always pay it within a month or two. Even though I have 12 months to pay it at no interest, if you can pay it very quickly, and we're disciplined in paying it very quickly, and in my mind, that money's already gone out of the future checks that are coming, then you won't put yourself in that rabbit hole of being in debt. And that's the hardest rabbit hole to get out of. As you can see, my gasoline. Wow. I always budget $250, but we never spend $250. So I'm going to take this out. Let it clear. This is what we actually spent. So I see my left to budget. Now I'm not every dollar yet. So I have to adjust for this. I'm going to put the $56.12 because that's actually what we spent in gas. We had 2 transactions. And now I have $193.88 left to budget. But as you can see, my groceries and household, my restaurants, and my itty bitty miscellaneous went over. I'm very thankful we had no unbudgeted, like that were major items that like $200, $300, $400 that were just surprises we weren't expecting. This miscellaneous is like if we need clothes this month, if we need shoes this month, if we need, I don't know, if I need makeup, if I need, gosh, I can't even think right now. Just the little odds and ends stuff that are just miscellaneous that you just need to buy, and it doesn't fall under grocery household, it doesn't fall under restaurants, and it doesn't fall under gasoline. That's where I put it. This is my catch-all right here. So let's make the adjustments and see what this number shows at the end. So groceries and household. All right. We spent $953.17. Now my budget for next month is going to be drastically higher because I have got to whittle this down to what is where I'm not over budget, but it's going to work. Restaurants, we just stress eat and there were many nights where I just could not function and I could not cook. And so we would order, or I didn't buy groceries for lunches. My kids had their lunches, but my husband's been home, working from home, and then me, and we just kept going out to lunch and would spend $20 a pop every time we went out to lunch. So that's not cheap, and it really added up this month. So that was $781.96. All right, HelloFresh. I didn't buy as much HelloFresh meals because they didn't offer exactly what I was looking for, and I would skip a week or so. But next month, I probably will go back to the regular. Miscellaneous, I was only $10.54, and that was a last-minute panic buy the other night. I was watching the news. I live in the great state of Virginia, but Governor Northam decided that if you're going to be in public spaces, regardless if it's a restaurant, grocery store, or salon, or wherever you're going, you have to wear a mask. Well, I can't always wear a regular washable mask, reusable mask, because of my asthma. It restricts my breathing enough and it causes problems with my asthma. So I went on Amazon, ordered 50 disposable masks, and they should be here in a couple days. At least they said they would be, so I hope so. So what I'm going to do is go through here and see what else I have. Those 4 categories, grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline, are the ones I have the most transactions in. Everything else is a one-time transaction. It's a bill of some sort that either auto drafts or I pay by web bill pay through my bank, or I go online and pay it, however I do it. So that's what that is. Everything else came out fine. The only thing left here is this. So I'm going to do something a little unique. I'm actually going to take this number out. I have this number memorized, so I'm not worried about it. This is what I hoped to pay this month. So I'm going to take that out. And then also, I had Visa. So my Visa, I had charged a Target charge where I went and bought my son's Legos. And then I went to Lego.com and ordered a specific couple Legos that wasn't in the store. One of them was specialty to Lego.com, and then one was in the store, but I just didn't get it in the store that time. And I also purchased like an Erin Condren seasonal surprise summer box. And I just put it on there, and then I know I was going to pay cash, and it'd be fine. So I paid all those purchases I made in this month off. There's no interest charge because I paid them off before any interest charges could be charged. Let's see, landscaping, I had to do $130 for my landscaper who cuts our grass. Heating and AC, we got something fixed, which ate into what I normally have, which is $1,000 buffer. I blew through all of it. There's just no buffer. Now I do have my $1,000 emergency fund in my savings account, but I try to keep $1,000 buffer in my checking account as well. So when these heating and AC things pop up, or pest control pops up, or something pops up that we weren't expected, then yeah, we can pay it. So like I said, there's pest control. Actually, $100 I have been saving in sinking funds, and the charges came through and I paid for it that way. I think that was $100. One was for termite and one was for something else. We have them do all kinds of pest control around here. So, and then this was an $88 charge for our quarterly. They just come and spray the house and outside the house and all that stuff. So all that was taken care of. Oh yeah, that was $100 that went to my termite as part of a sinking fund. I transfer out of my checking here and I put it in the sinking fund, which goes into a separate savings account. So that's what that is. And you may notice I have this debt here where it says balance plan paid so far. I can never work that thing. I don't understand it. It's one thing about every dollar I can't, and when I tie the accounts to it, it just trips me up every time, and I don't like thinking about adjusting it. I just want to know how much I'm going to pay, and I want to clear it out, which is why I created my own debt category here. What I plan to pay, and then that I paid it. That's all I really care about. So hopefully that doesn't confuse you. Maybe one day I'll figure it out, but we'll see. So I have a large payment that I have planned. This is less than what I had planned to pay, but I need to go and make some adjustments because I want to have here at the top, as soon as I get there we go, my balance forward remaining to be 0. I want all that money to go up there, and I want to put all that money to my school loan. That's where I want it to go. So yeah, in the month of May, we're going to end May on a 0 note, and we are going to start fresh again in June. We're going to build up our buffer for our checking account slowly. We still have our $1,000 emergency fund, but the buffer that we're going to build is probably not going to be $1,000. Again, my issue has been overspending. I want to rein it in. That's what a budget does. It shows you what you're actually doing and where your money's going, and you can see patterns of what you're actually doing if you're willing to look at it for what it is and be honest with yourself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to lower it from a $1,000 buffer to our checking account to a $500 buffer. So I hopefully will be more conscious and not spend as much. So I will be right back after I make my adjustments, because what I have to do is subtract out of this category the $313.29 and add into my income in one of my line items that $313.29 in order to bring this number up. Once I do that, I can go down to my school loan, and then I can make that payment to the school loan and zero that out and have a 0 budget for the month of May. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So I've done all the adjustments and everything is set. And what I had done was I subtracted out of my balance forward. I took out the planned, which automatically put it in, left a budget. And then there was actually $310.20 that I deducted from here to put it in my, to put it in my income and that added to this category, and that's that. So this is what I have left to budget for the month of May, and every penny of that is going to go into my school loan. So I'm going to go down here to the bottom where I have my school loan, and then I am going to budget $1,656.90 in this. That is going to bring it to zero. Every dollar's been assigned. At the end of May, there is no money left over. It has gone to our debt or our savings or a bill or whatever it needed to go to, and we are good to go. That money was basically pretty much all of the third paycheck of the month from my husband's salary check. He had no overtime in that, but it was a salary check. It was an extra check. I normally don't get 3 paychecks in one month. It did fall at the end of the month. I could have just left it and then rolled it over into June and used it with those bills, but because I'm used to getting on the first of the month 2 incomes, military retirement and VA disability, I really didn't need it. The money that I needed for the first month was already there. Then my husband gets paid on the 12th, and then he gets paid again 14 days later on, I think it's the 26th, and they're Fridays, so he gets 2 salary checks, and then those 2 checks, and that's what a normal month looks like for us. So we have enough money for the next month, which meant this was just extra money, and that is awesome because you don't get that when you're active duty military. You get paid at the end of the month, and you get paid in the middle of the month, and usually your end of the month income pays for all the first of the month bills. So in the middle of the month comes to the last of the month bills. You get paid twice a month. That means you get 24 paychecks. Getting paid every other Friday, you get 26 checks. It's a lot more than the other way. So it's just a bonus check that you're not used to getting. So I really like that. So that's what that's going to. And once that payment has processed through, I'll come back to May because it's going to take a couple of days to process. It'll already be June. Just because it's in June, when it pops up, doesn't mean you can't go back to May and slide it over. I'll make this payment, and it's a little more than what I wanted to pay. It's actually a few $100s more. My payment I wanted to pay was so this is $1,656.90 minus $1,445.40. That's $211.50 more. I love that. It was not worth rolling over $211 when what we're getting next month is sufficient enough for next month, and I'm trying to control my spending, and I increased the budget, so if I do not control it well enough, that it definitely will be fit in the budget. So I'm excited about that. So I thought I would have enough time to do 2 videos where I roll over into May, from May to June, but I think I'm going to do June as a completely separate video for the 1st of June, and I'll show you what the new month starts like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm excited about this big snowball payment, paying down that school loan with no interest. I'm excited about that. Right now, there's no interest on charges on my school loan. They're federal loans. So that means they automatically went into furlough. You can still make payments. This is the first big payment I've made since January. I couldn't make it in February or March, and those payments I put towards having to pay for working, removing all our insulation and reinstalling all our insulation, and because we had a rat problem, and they kind of buttoned up the house, and now we have no rat problem, thank the Lord. But that was over $8,000, so I had to pull all my sinking funds. I had to pull all my snowball payment for a couple months and stuff, and I put it all on my credit card, but I paid it off, and I had to make all these transactions. So it is possible. It is possible to do these things, take care of your needs, and stay out of debt. You just have to sit down, take a deep breath, and think about it. How can I function this for my family? Now, we've been doing debt payoff since 2014. So we've had wiggle room since 2014, and we make more income than we did when my husband was active duty Navy. And he's only been retired for 2.5 years. Plus, he gets his extra income on top of his actual pay. So our circumstances is quite different than most people's. We are very fortunate, and we try to pass on that extra fortune to others and help take care of our community and other people. But at the same time, a budget is a budget. It's personal to everybody, but yet the math is the same. You bring income in, positive. You take bills and expenses out, negative. Same thing. This principle applies to everybody. So I hope that you like this video, that you learned something from this, that it helps you understand how to use every dollar, and just gives you a boost on what is going on and how you can make your transactions even better, how to stay on top of your bills, how not to spend extra money and panic shop like I do. So I hope you have an amazing and blessed day, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks. Bye.